Hello my dear friends, so today we are going to start the list. Okay, so in last lecture we have studied about the list. So in this lecture we will see what is the internal working of the list. Okay, suppose we have the list which have the element 10, 20, then we have the element Mohit. Okay, then we have some list of the element like 100, 200, then we have some boolean value true, false. Okay, correct. Now what is the facility that list provide us, that if you are going to write L of 0 you are going to get value as 10. If you are going to write L of 2, so which value you are going to get? You are going to get value as Mohit. Correct. Similarly, this is L of 3, this is L of 4. Right. Now in last lecture we have seen that we can append the list. So we can use L dot append and we can write 59. Okay, so last element will add at 59. We can remove the element like, okay, so we can delete, like we can use the pop method. Anything we can do like L dot pop, and what we can do, like we can remove the second element also, last element also, add the element at the last. We can also add the element in the middle. We can use insert, remove. We can do a lot of things in the list that we have seen in the last lecture. Correct. Now tell me one thing, that we know that in memory space is limited, in CPU memory is limited. So, and we also know that this is L of 0, this is L of 1. So this is the continuous memory. Okay. So if in CPU memory is also limited, we are getting some continuous memory, means how it is going to happen, we have to see that. Suppose here instead of append 59, what you do, append a list of alphabets C, D, okay, like this. So if you are going to append a list of alphabets, it will take a more space than adding just an integer. Correct. So if you are going to add one character, if you are going to add integer, if you are going to add float value, string, or list or dictionary, all will use different spaces, always use different spaces, and it should be continuous also. Correct. So means, and like L dot append will give just like it, this is working very fastly, right, and it gives the element, it add the element. So what is internally that is going on here? Okay, so we are going to look all of these. Okay, so generally what happens here, in list element are not stored. Now you are going to say what I am saying. So if you suppose how list is going to work, this is an array which is going to store the addresses. Okay, so suppose first it was having 10. So what it will do, this will store the address of 10. I am going to write address of 10. Suppose this is a Mohit written here. So what it will do, this first index will store the address of Mohit. Wherever this is written, we don't care. It is written somewhere randomly in the CPU. What this will store? This will store the address of this. Suppose here you added a list of some alphabet A, E, I, O, U. Okay, so we know that this much space is not present in this single block. So what it will do, it will store the address of this vowel list. Okay, so one thing is clear now, how internally it is working. It is not storing the elements directly, it is storing the addresses of the element. So if you are going to write L of 1, what is going to happen, it will go and check what is address written in 1 and it will return the value in the address. So in output we are going to get Mohit only. Okay, but basically I am just telling you the internal functioning of the list. So internally here address is stored. So we know that for storing the address, fixed amount of space is required. So see, suppose this is stored in address 1002. Okay, this is stored in the address 1090. This is stored in some address of 1201. So it will store the value only 1201 address, it will store one, okay, so it will store like this. Okay, now it doesn't matter what is the size of this list. So address size is fixed. One thing is clear now, address size is fixed. So if the address size is fixed, so what list will do? So initially suppose list have one element, let's say 1. So what list will do? It will keep some extra space for us to append the element. Okay, so if you add 2, so directly 2 will be added here, then 3, 4 and let's say up to 10. Once this extra space get over, okay, so initially what was the situation, I will tell you. Initially suppose only one element was there, so this was free space, okay, 10, but you have filled all the elements. So what list will do? It will again double the space, 3 up to 10, and then we will have again 10 extra space. This is just an example, this is not fixed. Okay, it is not fixed that 10 spaces will be there. I am just telling you what is the internally it is going on. So it will always have empty list where it can store 10 addresses. Okay, focus on my word. It will have extra space where it can store 10 addresses. Suppose you filled this 20, what it will do? It will again append. So till 20 it is done. So every time space is getting double. So now we will have space till 40. Okay, so this is just an example. It depends upon Python version. So I think now it's 1.25 according to Wikipedia. It is storing an extra 1.25 space, but for the easy calculation purpose I have took the 2. It means if till 20 you have added all the addresses or all the element, it will have some extra space. Okay, so this was the working of list. Okay, how list internally works, correct? Now I am going to show you some of the advantage and disadvantage of the list. So what are the advantages of the list? So advantages of the list is you don't have to be initially fixed about the size. You can add the element, you can delete the element. As much as elements you want you can add it, as much as element you want you can delete it. So we can say that it is a dynamically data structure. Okay, dynamically you can increase the size, you can decrease the size, and it also pre-allocates some special memory. So if the pre-allocate some special memory, so if you are going to add 11th element, it will do in the constant amount of time, so it will reduce our time. If extra memory is initially allocated, so it don't have to search for the memory. Okay, so what it will do, it will add the elements in constant amount of time, and whenever it will see that space is filled, it will add more elements. Okay, so this is going to done. Now one more thing is, see one more thing. So if this 10 elements are filled, what it will do, it will make a new list and copy all the 10 elements, and then it will add extra 10 spaces, and then it will delete the older. Okay, so first of all this one was added, suppose 10 elements are done, so a new list is created with the same name with 20 spaces, and this is going to be deleted. Once this 20 elements are filled, it is going to copy all the elements with the same name, and extra 20 spaces are done, and this is going to be clear out. Okay, this is the working. I am telling you about the internal working of a list. So first of all, what it will have, it will allocate new extra space. This is the first thing. What it will do, it will copy and paste element to the new space. Okay, third is we have something free. What it will do, it will free old space. Okay, this is the actual working of the list. Now again, if we want to delete some element in the list, okay, let me clear the space. If you want to delete the element from the lists, let's say list have the element 10, 20, 30 and 40. If you want to delete first element, so what will happen, this element will shift here, this element will shift here, this element will shift here. So we are going to get list like this. So you have to traverse entire list. Okay. If you want to add element here, so again what you will do, suppose I want to add 10. So what I will do, I will move 30 to next space, then 40 to next space, okay, like this. And if I want to remove the element, and if I want to add the element, this is going to be done in the constant amount of time, because addition and removal of element is done from the last, but inserting an element in between, deleting an element in between, inserting, deleting, it takes time. This is going to be done in constant amount of time. If you are going to sort, then also it will take time, because if the elements are not sorted, you have to go to each element, okay, then you have to see which is smaller, then you have to do rearrangement. So popping and appending will happen in constant amount of time, because it is going to be done from the end, but insertion, deletion, sorting, it is going to take time. So these are the things, keep in mind. So in future, if you see that you want to add and remove the elements from a list, okay, only this is your task. So what you will do, you will use list data structure, okay. Now there are some data structure which can insert, delete and sort in constant amount of time, okay. So we will study about that data structure later. What are that data structure? Tuple, dictionary, set. So we will study about that data structure later. So as of now, what I told you that it will take constant amount of time in appending and deleting from the end, okay. So if you have this use case, use the list, otherwise go for other type of data structure, that are set, tuple or dictionary. So once you read all these, then you will get to know which you have to use while writing the code. Means if it depend upon the function, like what is the task that you are going to do, it depend upon that task, okay. Now let us move on the questions. Suppose if I give you find the average of a list, suppose these are the elements given to us, and I told you find the average of the list. So what you will say, that average is very simple. What you have to do is, you have to add all the elements and divide by the number of elements. So 4 plus 3 is 7, 7, 8, 9, 10, 100 by 4 you are going to get 25. Now pause the video and try to think of a logic, okay. So I hope you have think of a logic. So what you have to do is, you have to traverse each element of the list, okay. So for traversing, what we have to do, we have to use the for loop. So what I will do, for element in list, what it will do, it will help us to traverse the list. So for element in the list, so initially what I will do, I will make sum 0 and count as also 0. So what I will do, initially I will go to this space and I will add this 10 to the sum. So initially sum is 0. So what I will do, I will add that element to the sum, and I will also increase the count. So initially count is 0, I will increase the count by 1. Means whenever I will reach to this position, I will add this element to the, so sum is now 10 and count has become 1 now. Now what for loop will do, it will come to the second element. So now it will add 20 here and it will also increase count. Then we will come to the third element, then 30 will be added and count will be increased by 1. Then we will come to the fourth element. So 40 is added and count is increased. So we are going to get some value as 4 and count is 4. So once all the elements are done, it will come outside the for loop. Then what we will do, we will print average will be equals to, what is average? Average is sum divided by count. Okay, so this is the logic that we are going to do. Okay, let me show you the code for this. Let's say list contain the element 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, correct? So what I told you, we have to traverse, first of all, sum is, let's say I am going to write short form, S is 0 and C is 0, because writing sum and count is like I feel lazy. So for element in the list, what I need to do is, first of all I will add that element as plus element, and then I will increase the count by 1. So c is equal to c plus 1, and then what I will do, I will print the answer. So answer will be answer equal to, what will be the answer? S divided by c. Let's see. Okay, it is giving some error. I haven't applied the comma. So C3. So 5 plus 4 9, 9 plus 1 10, 10 12 15, 15 divided by 5 3, correct. So this is the approach that we have used. Now some of you may have studied the last lecture, so we know that we can directly find the length. So how we can directly find the length of a list? By using the length keyword. So if we are going to see, let's say length, okay. So if you are going to print length, LENGTH, so what will be the length? Length is, again I think I have done some mistake. Okay, so LEN, okay, spelling is incorrect, so you have to write correct spelling. So length is 5, and we also have studied about sum. So sum of L, what is sum? 15. Okay, so you can store that also. Let's say S1 is equal to sum of L, and let's print S1. It will be same. Okay, just to show you that this is another approach, print S1 by LENGHT. Okay, sorry, I have written wrong spelling. So 3.0, we are getting the same answer. See, this is also one approach, this is also one of the approach. So the approach which is at the bottom, here we have used the inbuilt function sum and length, correct, and here what we have used the for loop. So basically now go by this method. So what is this method telling? It is traversing each element in the list. So just think of a logic. Okay, so that's why I explained you this both method. Okay, now what I will give you, I will give you one more question. Suppose a list is given to us, okay, which contain random elements like 5, 10, 4, 9, 12. In output, what you need to give? You need to give me even list. So what will have even list? 10, 4, 12. Odd list will have the elements which are odd, 5, 9. So this will be given to you in the input. In output, you need to return me these two lists. Okay, so you can pause the video for a minute and you can try to think of a solution. Okay, so I hope you have think of a solution. So what we will do, we will again use the for loop, because you have to traverse each element and you have to check whether this element is even or odd. So for element in the list, what I will do, I will divide this element by 2 and I will check what is the remainder. Okay, so if remainder is not 0, it means that element is odd. So what I will do, if element, and how to find remainder? By this modulus operator. And how to compare? By using 2 equal to. So if element percentile 2 percentage 2 equal to 0, then what you have to do? It means that is element is 0. Okay, it is divisible by 2, it means that element is 0. So what we have to do? We have to add even dot append that element. And even is a list which is empty, odd is also a list which is empty. Else what we will do? Else if the element is, it is leaving some remainder, it means that is odd. So we will add in the odd list, and then we will print the, what say, even, and then we will print odd. Perfect. So this is the logic that I have written. So I will traverse each element in the list and I will check whether that element is even or odd. Okay, so let us do same for this. Okay, so first of all, what we will do, we will make even and odd list. So even is initially empty, odd is also initially empty. For what I need to do, I need to write a for loop. For element in the list, what I need to check, if element percentile 2 equal to 0. So double tick equal to is for comparison. if that remainder is 0, what I will do in even, I will add that in even. So even dot append, yesterday we have studied upon the append also. And else what we will do, else I will add in the odd list, so odd. Okay, so now let us print. First of all I will print even. So you can see 2 and 4 are, this was the list, so in this list 2 and 4 are even. Let us try to print odd. So it has given us 1, 3 and 5. You can add any element, right? 1, 0, 1, 9, 5, 7, any element. Okay, now you can also run and see it is working. Okay, so this is the logic. Now if I give you the question, write a function which return number less than 90. Okay, this is the question given to you. Now you can pause the video for a minute and think of a solution. Okay, so for this question I will directly write the code. So what I will do, I need to traverse all the element in the list. So for element in the list, and here I am going to write a answer array which is empty initially. So what I will do, here we have checked for even and odd condition. Now what we will do, we will use the condition less than n. Okay, so what I will do, if element is less than 90, what I will do, I will add in the answer list. So answer dot append, I will add that element. Else I will do nothing, so leave else. Let's print answer. So see, it has printed all the elements which are less than 90. So suppose if this was 12, so see we have got 12. Okay, and if you want to print greater than 90, only the element that are greater than 90. Okay, so change the condition, it has given the 2 elements which are greater than 90. Okay, so what is the main logic that you have to think here? You have to traverse each element in the list and then you have to apply the condition, okay, accordingly. So here also we have traversed each element in the list, here also we have used the concept of traversing each element in the list. Okay, so I think this much is enough for this lecture. For the next lecture we will see more things about the list. Okay, so if you have any doubt, please let me know in the comment section. I will try to solve all your doubts. Okay, thank you very much.